Hello, good evening from the Netherlands. This is I'm Joost. I'm your moderator, and with me is Gospel Onowi from Nigeria. He is an AR VR creator, a 360 VR tour op creator, an XR trainer, technical writer, and prototyper. He has an impressive portfolio, offers courses on Udemy, and is active in a community called Extend Africa. Well, you sound like a very technical person with a lot on your sleeve. And you're going to talk about Revolution Education Through AR, a case study of ARFed. So, good luck. I'm excited to hear you. The floor is.
Thank you. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
All right, beautiful.
Yes.
Indeed, it's a pleasure to do this right here. Indeed, it's a pleasure to talk about augmented reality, virtual reality technology when it has to do with education. My topic tonight is going to be revolutionizing education through AR, a case study of ARFed. Yeah, so it's ARFed. So we are going to be diving, shortly. We are going to be diving shortly into it to know what ARFed is all about. So a quick background on me. My name is Gospel Onowi. I'm an AR/VR developer slash trainer. I started this journey way back 2019, and it has been, a crazy ride though. I've trained more than 5,000 people within Nigeria and outside of the country, in Baspa Academy, Coding Dojo, Saudi Digital Academy, and a whole lot of places. I was a winner of the AR/VR African Hackathon for 2021. And, it's really indeed been a very, very crazy journey thus far. So, of course, let's dive into what augmented reality in education is. And we all know what augmented reality is. We all know what the definition is. The superimposition of digital elements into the real world that does not exist. Only exists is because it's virtual, right? So, but in education, it redefines learning by seamlessly integrating virtual elements. Now, these virtual elements could be 3D models, could be sound, could be images, it could be anything into the real world, fostering engagement and comprehension. Now, there is a Chinese proverb that says that what I hear, I forget, what I touch, I interact with, I remember. So that is what ARFed does to anyone that makes use of it in learning. So let's go ahead. So a quick story of me, a background story of me. I don't know if anyone actually knows what is in front of you right now. The picture in front of you is called the slate. I grew up in time where we made use of the slates, there was no books. So it was so crazy that you go to school with a piece of wood painted black, and you go with your chalk. Of course, it's similar to what you have on a very big board that your lecturers, use in teaching, in fact, in most schools nowadays. But back then, kids, we go to school with a slate. And when they want to teach maths, of course, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. Okay. And after then, you clean it up and you start learning English. Now, the problem is, how do you revert to what you have already learned when it's time for exam? There is nothing to revert to. It's more like you have the digital slate right now where you can write and everything is being stored in it. You can revert to it, but it's nothing close to that. So this is the problem. Now, this is the same problem followed me to when I got into the secondary school, when topics that require practicals were being drawn on the board. This human skeleton was being drawn on the board. The globe were being drawn on the board. A whole lot of things that we ought to be practicalized were being drawn on the board. And that was the problem. So the question is, how do you compete favorably well with your counterparts around the world? There's no way. The only time that we are able to do practicals was when we are about to write our last exam out of secondary school. So they brought all this equipment here and there and they put it together, and we were able to do what we can. So that was actually a problem. So that was where ARFed was born. Now, what is ARFed? ARFed is an acronym for Augmented Reality for Education. Now, if you go on, this is how it actually looks like on our websites. On our website, this is ARFed, Revitalizing Education Using Augmented Reality. So what we are just trying to do is to revitalize education by making education fun, making education engaging for students to be able to partake of it and have fun. Remember what they actually learned. Now, let's dive deeper again. Now, what is ARFed? ARFed is a web-based augmented reality application that enhances classroom learning by providing interactive and immersive 3D visuals for students and teachers. What does that mean? What it means is that for the teachers can explain the topic vehemently well to the students. And the student, they can interact, they can understand by visual representation of what they have been taught. Take an example. Okay, let me take for example, this is a human heart, right? This is a video. Let me go back. This is a video of a human heart. Now, most students actually don't know that the human heart actually looks like this. This is what they think the human heart looks like. A love symbol. How crazy. This is what they actually think it is. Not knowing that the human heart is this very gory looking image, 3D model that is out there pumping in your chest. So how will they know that this is a human heart if you don't show them, if they don't see it in 3-dimensional formats? So with ARFed, learning with augmented reality, students anywhere around the world, wherever they go, they'll be, whenever they see a human heart, they know that, oh, okay, this is the human heart. Whenever they say love symbol, they know, oh, come on, this is the love symbol. You don't misrepresent them. Okay, so that is what ARFed does. It's a web-based augmented reality application, and it can be used anywhere because it's web. It runs on the web. So if you go through the application, you'll see that some of the features that we have in on ARFed is physics, science, biology, and plenary. So if you look through it, this is how it actually looks like. If you log in, it looks like this. Now, a quick disclaimer right here. If we have limited something on the website when you're making use of the PC, because of course it's augmented reality, it runs on mobile. So the only thing you can do on PC is to just go through the entire site, look at what we do and everything. You can create accounts on it. But when you want to have interaction, you want to go into the core stuff that we have, you have to make use of your mobile device. So recently in my state where I come from, Port Harcourt, Nigeria, there was an event that was put together by a private sector. It's called Education Fair and Exhibition. The purpose of this was to bring together companies, private sectors that are building products, enhancing education in our community. So they came in from different states, and ARFed was there to engage with some students. As well, of course, students, a whole lot of students came in. So they were there. We were there to engage with the students, to hear from them what they think, if we are to make use of ARFed in their learning. We walked them through the entire process, and this is what they said. It was indeed really mind-blowing.
Honestly, I would be so it would be so interesting. I would enjoy it better than learning without. It's a big deal to experiences. Like when you're learning, it's not only like ringing in your head to make you feel it, to be able to experience it, but to make it more real for you. It makes it like it makes you inspired to learn. You want to learn like every time. Just nice. Always not deep life every time. And we have on this stuff. It's also great like the vision. I feel like I'm also seeing it as like that's what you make it more interesting. And you're also like happy while technology makes learning more interesting because it's better now projectors. We don't hold it but so it's more interesting out. And that just makes learning. That's describe more about what we are really talking about. Like your super training and it helps like it helps more than business, but some of them have glory. But this one show the 3D augmented and virtual reality.
All right, beautiful. This we are coming from the mouth of the student. You heard from the horse's mouth. Making use of augmented reality, making use of AR fair to learn. There are two words that came out that I don't know if you noticed. There are two major words that came out of almost all their mouths, right? It was, and it's going to be interesting to learn with it. It's also going to be fun. So the benefit of learning with ARFed, or the benefit of learning with augmented reality, learning with it will be fun. You've heard from them, you've heard from the horse's mouth. Learning with it, they won't forget. They can never forget when they learn by interacting, by seeing. They can never forget. The learning will be interesting. It will enhance interactivity. Of course, most of us actually, there are some courses that I know that I didn't really do well in school because I couldn't really interact with it. I didn't really understand it totally. But if this technology was there back then, it would have fostered my understanding, right? So it increased student engagement. Come on, a whole lot of things that we just verbally speak, we just talk, and we expect the students to understand. With augmented reality, they rather see, they engage with it, and of course, it improves their knowledge retention and enhance interactivity and a whole lot. Okay, so these are just the benefits of using AR in education and learning. Now, school tours. Now, of course, because this technology is really is pretty new. I wouldn't really say it's new, but it's still in its infant stage in Africa right here. Whenever we go somewhere and people ask, "Hey, what do you do?" I said, "I'm an XR developer." I had to start explaining what this technology is. So after building ARFed, it's very imperative to go on the school tour, by introducing students, introducing schools to this technology, what it can do for them, for the teachers, for the students, and how it can improve their understanding. So by next year, we are going to be going on the school tour on this, and we hope to to close more of the schools around. Now, research has it that 90% of the information sent to the brain is visual. That is, we see everything that we see and we retain is because, and we remember is because we saw them, all right? And 93% of all human communication is visual. So learning with augmented reality, learning using ARFed, it's going to remain because you are interacting, because you're interacting with it, you are engaging with it. Now, a question is, why is it that whenever you learn how to drive, you never forget? You can't unlearn how to drive. It's because driving is engaging. Driving is, you interact with the car, you move around, so you can't forget how to drive. So that is how it is with learning with augmented reality, learning with ARFed. So with ARFed, what we're just trying to do is to revitalize education through augmented reality technology. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can find me on LinkedIn, on Gospel Onowi, on X, former Twitter, gospel_meta. Then this is my email, space49@gmail.com. Thank you.
Well, that was a nice presentation. I can see you are very driven. Let me put it that way. Did you really train 5,000 people? My God, that's a lot of people. How long did that take?
Okay. All right. So I have trained a whole lot of people on so many things. Before I even started training people on AR/VR technology, I was training them on development at a government facility in my state, and on the government ICT facility on app development. Then when I started training on virtual reality and augmented reality, I started with Coding Dojo, and where we had a number of students. Then BASPA Academy and entire university. Then I started also with my community, Eastern Africa, where we had a whole lot of them, because it was very, very imperative to let people know that there is a technology called AR/VR technology. What people think about is web app development and others, but there is an opportunity in this area, and people got to know how it can improve their businesses, how it can improve their career. A whole lot of things you can do with augmented reality. So I train these people for free for months. So if you put these numbers together, it's way more than that.
Are you still? No, okay. Your image was frozen for a second. I also loved your comparison between the heart symbol and the real heart. It was like this thing is this gore. I really love. This is a beautiful heart symbol, and this is this gory thing that's in your chest. I'm interested. Do you use like WebXR, Unity, or something else? It works very smooth on the phone.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, this is a quick story. When the idea of building AR for education came way back 2019, the technology then that I knew of was Unity. And
Yes.
there's a whole lot of things that we needed to put into place. We knew that building using Unity, and in Africa, there are lots of people that have devices that are not augmented reality enabled. So how do you build a project and a lot of that wouldn't run on a number of devices? So that was a problem. Sometimes it's better. There are some ideas that it's better left for a while until maybe the technology matures. Then after a while, after some years later on, we built for the web, because there was no need to build a native application that will run on iOS and also run on Android. So we built for the web that will run on both platforms. So it's purely web-based.
Okay, but you can also use Unity plugins. Is it actually pure web, so like WebXR or something you use? Or nice.
Pure web.
Good. Is this a product we can have a look at? Do you have like a link that we can? Because you said it runs on any phone. I have a phone here, so.
I am sorry I didn't put the link in my presentation. So in the chat here it is ARFed.live. You can take a look at it, and
then would you please put it in the comments? Then it will show up in the presentation. In the recording, and people can at least see it.
Okay, I'm joining so I have to link to YouTube to do that.
Oh, you already have it. ARFed live. I've already seen it.
Yeah,
that is very simple. No, I put it simply in the comments. Yeah, you can see that. That's where people see. Then I do this, and then I do this, and then people can see where it is. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can click on it, you can engage with it, and it's cool.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to try that. Well, there are no any. One person said it was an amazing presentation. I'm afraid I cannot pronounce his name. I will try. Ola Yumoke Amyomide Adeyumo. He said it was a great presentation. So I'm sorry, I'm not very good in
that's
very
long
names. Okay.
Yeah, that's
very good in long name. I'm not very good in names. Okay, well, thank you very much. It was great talking to you. I'm great to see that the people from Africa are also on board on this very exciting technology, and well, looking forward to see more of you. Okay,
Thank you so much.
yo, bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. Bye.
Bye.